Hi guys, another video. I wanted to touch base in terms of freelancers, remote staff. 2018 now, a lot of businesses are going through a change. Lots of software businesses and online businesses have a lot of freelancers remotely. They manage them from a central office or even manage them from home. And they're bringing all the parts together to become a business that can scale without the need of employees in-house, without the need of offices like this and the overheads of the problems that come with that, employment law, blah, 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 blah. I'm all for freelancers. I think I wanted to go in about my experience. I wanted to say the pros and the cons of freelancers and remote staff. I feel like I've got a good enough feel now of what to look out for, what sort of person is ideal as a freelancer. I've done a couple of videos around this specifically, but I wanted to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages for your business and how you can move you forward with them and also without them. And I think my thoughts around the subject can rub off on you, and hopefully you can gain a little bit of experience and see them for what they are, and hopefully stop the mistakes that I made and us as a team have made now. So hiring freelancers is tough. I'm going to first go into the disadvantages of it and the experiences we've had. You never, first of all, I'll just say the most important thing, you never really know how good they're going to be. People recommend them in, and then you go and send them an email, you have a call with them, you set everything up, you give them all the videos, all the training you've done to all the other freelancers, and then day one comes and they're meant to be doing the work and they don't deliver. And there's only so much you can do, and that's the problem with a freelancer. When they're working from home, they're not there potentially. I mean, I'm talking about freelancers that aren't in-house, that pop in here and there. I'm talking about the remote ones, of how the world is changing now in terms of businesses are going more remote. So I think, yeah, it's tough. You never truly know, unfortunately, but you'll only learn the signs when you start to get going. They start to make excuses, or they're not very organized, they're not very responsive. And I think it's easy to say, if the freelancer's not that good, then they're going to be responsive, they're going to be replying, they're going to be there all the time for you. I like to use, something we've found recently is using a team of someone that manages a team of freelancers, and that's working really well for us. It's in a different aspect of the business, but it's working really well because you've got a front person. That person's not necessarily doing the work; they're project managing the work, and then they're dealing with the problems of the freelancers, and he's fully responsible for the work, and he's responsive. He's saying, understanding the process. When you hire a freelancer, the problem is with a freelancer, they're doing the work, but at the same time, they're running their business, and they're not actually, they're trying to create more business for themselves. So they're like, okay, I need some work now. So that when they're doing your work, they're always, I would be. That is the problem with hiring freelancers. I feel like a lot of them are chasing, and it's hard when you're a freelancer. It's one of the hardest things to be. You're at that stage where it's hard to scale, and you've made yourself a freelancer. You put yourself in that position of as a micro business, or as a person, a one-man band, some people call it, and it has its pros and it has its cons as well. But I think when you're hiring a freelancer, these are the problems you come up against. I think they're always chasing more work, so they put you to the bottom. But I'm just using that as a general feedback on that. We have had some amazing freelancers, I've used them for years, organized. They set out 18 days or 10 days a month with us, so it's perfect. But you've got to find those people, and it's hard. And there is people out there for very little price, but you've got to find them, and you've got to keep experimenting, and don't be put off by freelancers. There's a heck of a lot of good ones out there. As with everything, test and learn, give them the videos, make sure that you're not constantly retraining them. Having a Skype call now at 9 o'clock and spending an hour on the phone to a freelancer, explaining exactly what you've done to a previous freelancer, is absolutely pointless. Make the video, give them the documentation, roll them through the process of another freelancer, and then it's scalable. Scaling the remote stuff is easy, but you've got to put those processes in and cut yourself out of all the problems and everything that come with it. So I would say, more than anything, you just be very careful, take your time, don't be scared to spend over the odds. because you always get better, but not always. You know, us at Email Octopus, we're going to be fully remote. We have a London team at the minute. There's 2 there. There's a developer in Manchester up north, and that's working well. We've got a mix at the minute with that, and it's good. Again, it has its pros and cons, but we're going to go fully remote hopefully in the next couple of years. And we have other freelancers that we use, but yeah, it has its pros. Unfortunately, when you're hiring a freelancer or a remote staff, you're building a team remotely, you never truly know what they're up to. In-house is beautiful, but the model is hard, it's expensive. It comes with all the laws that you have to cross, and then dot the I's and cross the T's, etc. And it's frustrating sometimes, but I think having a small little in-house for me, a small in-house team with managing the freelancers is a beautiful place to be. You know, you can scale your business from that, and you don't bottleneck yourself. So find good freelancers, you know, Upwork, freelancer.com, PeoplePerHour. There's tons and tons of sites out there that you can track their time, etc. And it is changing. That, you know, the landscape is changing. You know, why can't you just work from a laptop or a Mac, and just plonk that wherever you are in the world, and you can move around and still run your business? Like, that is beautiful. It's a great model, and that's the internet now. You can build businesses with remote staff and freelancers. So I'm all for it. If you do have any questions around this subject specifically, give me a shout, and I'm more than happy to answer it. As I said, I've been through my fair share, and we've had some really good ones, we've had some bad ones. But just keep testing, keep learning, and keep finding people out there. There's tons of people that want to help you. Yeah, next video coming soon. Thanks.